Hello and welcome to Intermediate Bible Lesson Planning for Midwest Ministry Training. My name is Mark Nichols. You can refer to me as Mark or simply Mr. Mark. I'm thrilled that you're participating in this class for this semester, and I'm excited to get to know you and excited for the possibilities of what this semester holds. This is lecture number 1. And in this lecture, I intend to fill you in on the purpose of this class and why it matters, as well as the assignments and expectations for you. And then we'll kind of wrap it up with just some concluding thoughts as well. Let's dive in. So first of all, let's talk about the purpose of this class. Why are you paying money to learn about Bible lesson planning? Great question. Here's why. Because having a lesson plan in place is vitally important. Many of you will enter full-time ministry, and or at the very least, many of you will volunteer your time to lead a small group or teach a Sunday school lesson or class. And this will be vitally important for you to have as you do ministry down the road. Why is having a plan in place important? Well, ultimately it is to help you as the teacher. Having a plan in place, an order or schedule of events of how you will teach, it removes the stress work of just the guesswork rather of trying to figure out, well, where I'm going to go from week to week to week. What am I going to teach on next week? I better go hunt and figure this out. You'll find that having a plan in place like this will be vitally important for you, and it helps remove a lot of the guesswork for you. Also, it's just going to be less stress for you. That is what our ultimate goal is here and desire. We just want to help you become a better minister of God's Word, a better teacher of God's Word, if you will. It'll also make writing the lessons easier. As you are writing out these lessons, it's a whole lot easier to know that next week, okay, this is where I'm going to be. I can read the scriptures pertinent to next week's lesson well in advance. But most importantly, above all, having a lesson plan, I believe, in place makes your lessons more biblical. How is that so? Here's how. If you know where you're going to be, if there's a plan in place, and let's say, for example, that you're going to be teaching a Sunday school lesson, a Sunday school class through the book of the Gospel of Luke. Well, you can prepare for that. You can be buying books that relate to Luke's Gospel. You can devote your study time to Luke's Gospel and not have to waste time wondering, what am I going to teach? It just makes, I believe, the lessons more biblically sound in all of that as well. It'll also help devote your time to it. So the purpose of this class is simply to teach you to prepare a long-term lesson plan for teaching. And for those of you who are preaching majors, you'll see that a lot of this information will bleed over into your preaching as well. As important as it is to have a preaching schedule, it's just as equally important to have a lesson plan schedule. And so let's talk now a little bit about expectations and assignments. This is a college level class. And as with any college level class, your syllabus will be your guide. And I would highly recommend that you print off the syllabus and read through that thing so that you are very familiar with it. You may find some typos, or you may find some things that you do not understand. If that's the case, if there's some errors or something that you don't feel is right, reach out to me. I'm human. I will make corrections to the syllabus as well. My cell phone number and both my email address are included in the syllabus, and I would in turn encourage you to check your email frequently. So my expectations for you are that you would participate, first of all, in this class, and that you would put forth for me your best effort. The assignments that I have given are not busy work. I know that was always one of my pet peeves with high school teachers. I felt like this assignment's pointless. Why am I doing it? I promise you that the assignments that I have given to you serve a purpose, and I want you to put your best effort forward to help you and train you to become a better servant for Christ's kingdom. Another expectation that I have for you is that you're going to communicate with me and communicate with me honestly. This semester, you might find yourself kind of overloaded and overwhelmed. Maybe the deadlines and the assignments that I have might be a little too heavy for you. I understand that. Some weeks, there's going to be weeks you just got to, hey, suck it up and get it done, right? But if the deadlines and assignments are impossible for you to do this week, tell me. Explain your situation. Don't just not do the assignment. I'm reasonable, but I'm not a pushover. I think you're going to find that to be true this semester. I'm empathetic, but I'm also fair. And so communicate with me. And let's just be honest with one another. Lastly, be a person of integrity as you take this class. Do not plagiarize, cheat, or falsely answer any questions. Don't sell yourself out for a grade. Keep your integrity in check. Do what God would have you to do. Get the most out of this class. Those are my expectations for you. Well, let's talk now about assignments. As you look through your syllabus, don't freak out. It's completely normal. Everybody gets overwhelmed with all the assignments that we have to do. I get that. I've been where you are, okay? But let's talk through these assignments. You're going to notice in your syllabus that there are week-to-week lectures that are given, like this one that you're going to be required to watch in full. At the end of each lecture, when you're done watching it, you need to go back on to the classroom form, and you need to fill out the form indicating that you've watched the lecture. Warning, I'm encouraging you to watch each lecture in full because there may be questions that I pose to you during the lecture that you will need to answer in a document. So be sure to do that. Also, pay special attention. You may want to take notes during the lectures because some of the things that I mention in lectures might be included on quizzes or other assignments. Notice, secondly, that we will also have an online meeting that takes place every single week. One of the first assignments that is given to you is to respond with a day and a time that works best for you to meet. I am in the Central Standard Time Zone. I live in Illinois, and it's important for you to do this assignment as soon as possible. I've indicated what my preference would be. I'm anxious to hear what your preference would be. Understand you may have to be flexible. This participation in this online meeting is graded, but as I said, extenuating circumstances may be excused. So, but communicate with me on that. Third thing, you're going to notice also that there's weekly reading assignments that are assigned to you along with 3-2-1 papers. I'll explain how to do these 3-2-1 papers in a separate lecture, but these papers and this process will hopefully be something that you use from this moment on. So hopefully it'll be a process that you put in place as you read every single book. Some weeks in the syllabus, you'll notice that there is no paper that is due that week, but there still is required reading that I expect you to do. Please do the reading, as we will spend our online meetings discussing the readings, and it will become embarrassingly apparent if you have not done the reading, okay? So please do the reading, and please come to the meetings and do the assignments as you are instructed. Also, you'll also notice that the reading assignments are equally divided between our 15-week semester. You'll notice that maybe that doesn't always end exactly on a chapter, that sometimes it'll end even in the middle of a chapter. And if that bothers you, if you're type A and you're like, this bothers me, or OCD a little bit, I'm sorry that it bothers you, but this works for what is best for our purposes and for this class. Also, you need to understand that there are miscellaneous assignments that are given throughout the semester as well. Now, these miscellaneous assignments I've tried to limit because I don't want to overburden you, but some of them are just important. These miscellaneous assignments include things like maybe a short essay, maybe a quiz, or other various assignments to do that do not fit in any other category. I want you to look at specifically week 13 of your syllabus. You'll notice a miscellaneous assignment that is a requirement for you to write out your first lesson in word-for-word manuscript form. And what I expect you to do for that lesson that you're writing out is you will use the tools that we've learned up until this point in this class. I want to give you that heads up so you can be thinking through that as we're learning these lessons of how to apply them to the assignment given there for week 13. But the big assignment, the big project, is a project I'm calling the capstone project. This will be something that you will work on throughout the semester. The capstone project is a big portion of your grade. And for the capstone project, the requirements will be for you to create a year-long lesson plan for 2027. So you may need to bring up a calendar on your phone, look at the Sundays or Wednesdays or whenever you're planning to do this lesson series. You may have to apply those for the week starting in 2027. 5 things that I expect you to do for that capstone. You need to select a target audience, like are you teaching kids? Are you teaching men? Are you teaching women? You'll need to select a setting, such as a small group or a Sunday school lesson, or maybe you're going to teach a Bible study. Each one of those settings is a different way to do a lesson, and so you'll need to pick a setting. Third thing that you'll need to do is pick a topic or text that you will identify for each of those weeks that you're preparing the lesson. The fourth thing that you'll need to do is pick a title or theme for the lesson that you're preparing as well. And then the fifth thing that you'll need to do is give the methods and objectives, which we'll learn about in later lectures. This is a big project. I recognize that. But if you begin working on it during the semester, you're not going to be overwhelmed. Now, here's a warning that I want to lay out and be very transparent from the beginning. I said to be men and women of integrity as you turn in these assignments, and by that I mean do not cheat. Be honest. Do not use any AI apps or online things like ChatGPT to assist you in completing your assignments. I do have software that I will be using where I can input your assignments to the software where it does a check to see if you have used any AI platforms to complete the assignments. If it is found that you have used AI on any portion of your projects or assignments, you will get a 0 on the project or assignment. I have a 0 tolerance for that. So don't cheat yourself out of the benefits of doing work just to get an assignment completed. As I said, the assignments that I've given to you are important, and I think that they will form you and shape you to be a better teacher and preparer of God's Word. Anyway, if you have questions, if you have comments, please feel free to reach out to me. Thanks for watching this lecture. And this is the question that I want you to answer this week. You can just submit it in a document and attach it to this lecture if you would. The question is this: